This really hits home as a mom, and this could have been anybody's kid.
She just seemed very lively and friendly, a typical teenager.
The medical examiner hasn't determined her cause of death, but part of the police investigation will be speaking to the owner of that Tesla, a musician who goes by David. His real name, David Anthony Burke, from Houston, Texas.
Let's discuss the ongoing investigation into the death of Celeste Rivas Hernandez and the connection to a singer known as David Anthony Burke, but of course professionally known as David, spelled creatively as D4vd. Please note that this content is for adults only. Viewer discretion advised. If you haven't yet, hit the subscribe, like, and share. Now, today is September 22nd of 2025, and I, Grizzly, can comfortably say that this is part 1. I was actually holding off on making this video for the last few days, even though you have all been emailing me like crazy to talk about this case, because I'm waiting for an arrest. I'm sure you are too, but I was like, I'm just going to wait for an arrest so that we can actually see, oh, an arrest has been made. There's a press conference. There's some documents that we can look at. But you know what we have right now? A timeline. And the timeline itself is interesting, so let's talk about that in the meantime. Make sure if you're watching somewhere in the future that you find part 2, if it's out there already, right? So that you can see the update there. Because sometimes people will find this video and be like, you know what, Grizzly, there's already been an arrest. I know, find part 2. If it's there already. But if it's not yet there, please do email me, grizzlytruecrime@gmail.com. Grizzly like the bear, double Z, right? Okay, you can also go to my website, grizzlytruecrime.com, if you ever just want to find information. But email me if you see any updates of an arrest, because my goodness, have I been waiting. This case is so crazy. I'm waiting for an arrest. It's so... Oh, there's so many red flags, and it's like, wow, it's the singer's Tesla, where this girl's body was found in the frunk, which is a front trunk. What?
Details after a body was found inside a car at a Hollywood tow lot today. There's no immediate information about the identity of the person found inside, but Eyewitness News has learned the 2023 Tesla is registered in Hempstead, Texas to multi-platinum artist and musician David Anthony Burke, known professionally as David.
Okay, so let's talk just about who's who and the timeline for now. All right, there's been a lot of online speculation. I understand why. The Los Angeles Police Department is in charge of the investigation, and as we know from cases we followed, when they're in charge, they keep so much close to the vest, and I'm not faulting them for it. The only thing I'm saying is then, of course, with the silence, online goes wild. They just fill in the blanks. And so what I'm going to try to do today is just stick to verified information, reports, the limited information the police have shared, and man, we'll just wait. David Anthony Burke, the singer we referenced earlier, right? He was born on March 28th of 2005 in Queens, New York, and raised partly in Houston, Texas. And he emerged as a rising artist under the stage name David, D4vd, in mid-2022. So he's a young guy, and he's pretty new on the block music-wise. Of course, that was over 3 years ago, but still, that's pretty new in the music industry, and he's done so well. On July 20th of 2022, he independently released his debut single titled Romantic Homicide through DistroKid, a digital distribution platform. The track, an exploration of toxic relationships, quickly gained traction on TikTok, which of course we know, well, I think you know. If you don't know, damn, if you post music on TikTok, if you're an artist, you have the potential of reaching millions upon millions of people much quicker than other platforms, because people, of course, on TikTok will use the music as like their background if they're doing dances or whatever it is, generally on any content they make, and that really helps to make the songs very popular. And so within weeks, the song accumulated millions of streams, laying the foundation for David's career trajectory. Now, one comment I'd like to make is that there is nothing romantic about Homicide. I totally understand that David is an artist and that he can call it what he wants, these songs. The problem is a dead teenager was found in the frunk of his Tesla, and now it becomes like, did you take it literally, bro? Or like, why did you call it romantic homicide? And then why is the music video like that? Okay, by September 7th of 2022, the official music video for Romantic Homicide was released, which further propelled the song to commercial success. It debuted on the Billboard Hot 100 at number 42 and eventually surpassed 1.5 billion streams on Spotify alone. This period marked David's transition from amateur producer to signed artist. And by amateur producer, like he literally recorded that first song that did so well in a closet. And he was using all these creative ways to try to reduce background noise and like very basic software and all of that. So it's interesting to listen to that perspective from some of his interviews. In late 2022, he secured a recording contract with Interscope Records, a subsidiary of Universal Music Group. Now that is a huge deal in the music industry, and this solidified his entry into the mainstream music industry. So it's a little bit short-lived now. He's had to cancel his shows right now based on the investigation. But let's see where this case goes. So now we fast forward to December of 2023. There's this unreleased demo track titled Celeste. Yeah, same name as the girl found in the Tesla. And this was a song attributed to David. It was leaked on SoundCloud. So he didn't release it. It was leaked. And people are starting to analyze those lyrics because they're kind of interesting, especially given the nature of the case. And the lines, let's tell you some of the lyrics. Oh, Celeste, the girl with my name tattooed on her chest. Smell her on my clothes like cigarettes. I'm obsessed. Now, he would have been about 18 at the time, and she would have been 13. I think she was 11 when they started interacting, based on everything I'm seeing online. Oh, that is just such a red flag, right? Okay, so David, though, and his representatives haven't actually confirmed his connection to the song. They haven't confirmed or denied it. It was never released. It was never promoted. It's just an unreleased, leaked song. Why is that? Was he ever planning to release it? When? I have so many questions about every turn in this case. Now let's discuss Celeste, who's the focus of this case. Celeste Rivas Hernandez was born on September 7th of 2010 in Lake Elsinore, California, a suburban community in Riverside County, approximately 70 miles east of Los Angeles. On January 15th of 2024, Celeste, then 13 years old, was reported missing from her family home following a brief runaway incident. According to the Riverside County Sheriff's Office records, the disappearance was linked to familial disputes, which is a common factor in teen runaway cases. Celeste was located safely within a few days and returned home, and the event was logged as resolved with no further immediate action noted in public records. So again, that was January 15th of 2024. Now, this situation escalated on April 5th of 2024 when Celeste, still 13 years old, vanished again. She ran away from home again, right? Under circumstances that prompted a formal missing persons report to be filed. Family statements corroborated by school officials indicate that Celeste had confided in classmates about plans to travel to Los Angeles to meet an individual connected to the music industry. A statement from her teacher, Elena Vargas, later emerged in media reports recalling Celeste's enthusiasm. She mentioned specifically connecting with someone with the name David.
That's her in my classroom in front of A teacher is captured on cell phone video telling his students that Celeste Rivas, the 15-year-old girl found dead inside singer David Anthony Burke's Tesla, had been his student and that he knew she had run away a couple of times.
So when I taught her, she met this dude on social media. He was a rapper in LA.
Okay, so if you put that all together, when she was 13 years old, she had told friends she wanted to run away to go and meet up with this guy in the music industry named David. And now, David, a guy in the music industry's abandoned Tesla, is impounded and they find Celeste's body in the front trunk. Okay, and no arrests have been made yet. All right. So then searches were initiated by local authorities, including door-to-door canvassing, distribution of flyers describing Celeste as 5'2" with brown eyes, last seen wearing a black hoodie and Hello Kitty Crocs. Despite these efforts, no leads materialized and Celeste's digital footprint, her phone and social media went silent. Yeah, that's another huge red flag. Because let's say if somebody is 18 and pursuing a 13-year-old, they might want to convince the 13-year-old to completely go silent on social media, on any way to isolate them entirely to protect their own ass, right? I'm just speculating for a second there. Now, several images and videos surfaced in media investigations purportedly showing interactions between Celeste and David, and that would be throughout 2023 and 2024. These include a joint live stream from late 2023 where Celeste appeared engaging with David and his audience.
Really good.
Okay,
it's been a good one. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Mwah, 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 mwah. Oh my. Delete everything. Delete everything. Everything goes.
Photographs from an October 2023 event in Los Angeles, placing them in proximity, Celeste at age 13, David at age 18. Additionally, a video from June 27th of 2024 allegedly depicts Celeste backstage at a David concert, identifiable by her distinctive footwear. Leaked Discord messages shared anonymously online suggest communications between the two dating back months prior to her disappearance. Official sources, including the LAPD, have neither confirmed nor refuted these materials, emphasizing that dating and context remain under review. But for all of us on social media, it's a huge red flag. Like, was he interacting with her already? For how long? From when she was 11 is the online speculation. So in other cases where we've seen people interact with minors online, yeah, the conversation could go on for quite some time before the teen then decides to run away and meet up with this person. It's so scary and so dangerous. By September of 2024, photographic evidence emerged, documenting a shh, like silent, like shh, tattoo on David's right index finger. This marking, visible in public images from that month onward, aligned temporally with earlier photos from April to August of 2024, which did not show the tattoo. The significance has become very apparent now, so it became very apparent later, but especially now, as it matches a tattoo identified on Celeste's remains, hers rendered in red ink. So imagine that, like, shh, oh my word, imagine that tattoo. What is the meaning of that? Is it like romantic homicide? And just is it literal? You know what I mean? It's like artistic, but also literal. Keep quiet about what? Oh my word. Okay, so David's professional momentum continued unabated into 2025. On February 14th of 2025, he released his debut studio album, Petals to Thorns, through Interscope Records. The project received critical acclaim for its blend of alternative, R&B pop, electronic elements, themes of vulnerability and introspection. In June of 2025, David contributed Locked and Loaded, the official anthem for Fortnite's FNCS Global esports event, further bridging his music career with his early roots in gaming content creation on YouTube. He actually said his career started because he wanted to be a gamer on YouTube, and he specifically wanted to be a full-time Fortnite gamer. But I think he said his channel got taken down due to copyright strikes because he was playing copyright music. And then his mom said, well, why don't you make your own music? And that's where the idea started, and he recorded that first single that he independently produced in the closet. Yeah, he did that so that he could play that song while playing Fortnite.
So basically, I played Fortnite from 2017 to 2021.
But amazing to think that he wanted this one career on YouTube as a gamer, and it evolved into being this super famous musician. His tour schedule intensified in the summer of 2025. David's Withered World North American leg commenced on August 5th in Del Mar, California, followed by performances in Phoenix on August 6th, Dallas on August 8th, Austin on August 9th, and continuing through cities like Montreal on August 29th and Detroit on September 2nd. During this period from early August onward, David was actively touring, based out of Los Angeles, but traveling extensively. We want to know that because we want to know at what point, did you abandon your Tesla, or what happened there? Was it stolen like you say it was? Okay. Concurrently, in the Hollywood Hills neighborhood of Los Angeles, known for its affluent residences in the Bird Streets, an unusual occurrence unfolded. Around August 3rd to 4th of 2025, a black 2023 Tesla Model 3, registered to David, is observed parked or abandoned on a residential street near Laurel Canyon Boulevard. Neighbors reported the vehicle remaining stationary for about a month. So it's not like it was just a few days later or on the day. It was about a month that that car had just been left where neighbors saw it standing with the Texas plates, right? So it had Texas license plates. That's why they were initially curious about whose car is that? Why is it here? Why is it just standing here? By late August, there was a foul odor emanating from that Tesla. And initially, as one would, maybe, I guess for us, hey, in true crime, we'd be like, immediately think the worst, I would assume. But they, their neighbors were like, whoa, I think there's like a dead animal somewhere around here. There's definitely a foul odor around here. And then they realized it's coming from this car.
Several homeowners say they remember seeing that distinct Tesla for a while. First parked in front of the house police searched today, then at two different spots on the street.
It's a little weird to see a car that I haven't seen here for a long time. Had a big dent on it, had a Texas plate on it. So all a little odd, but at the same time, people could be hanging out with friends for a long time.
On September 1st of 2025, the vehicle was formally flagged as abandoned by local residents, and the odor persisted and intensified, prompting increased complaints. On September 6th of 2025, the Los Angeles Police Department officers responded to a call regarding the unattended Tesla. After confirming that yes, it met the criteria for impoundment, improper parking, and prolonged abandonment, they arranged for its towing to a Van Nuys impound facility. The vehicle, a 2023 Model 3 sedan, was secured without immediate further inspection. Okay, so that's again September 6th. On September 8th of 2025, this marked a pivotal turning point in the case. It became a case definitely then, just one day after Celeste's 15th birthday. At the impound lot, yard personnel detected an overpowering stench from the Tesla, far exceeding typical complaints. They notified authorities, and the LAPD's Robbery Homicide Division, the unit tasked with investigating homicides and major violent crimes, arrived on the scene. Upon opening the frunk, front trunk, officers discovered a heavy-duty contractor's bag containing human remains. The decomposition was advanced.
And that Tesla involved in the first incident this week out of Hollywood being linked to David Anthony Burke, also known as artist David. TMZ reporting the car is registered in his name out of Hempstead, Texas, and he is reportedly cooperating with that LAPD investigation. According to his social media, he's been on tour since early August, and he's scheduled to return to LA next week.
Okay, so they said that initial assessments indicated the remains had been present for an extended period, weeks to months, based on forensic estimates, but not a full year, accounting for the California climate's acceleration of decay. The scene was processed meticulously with the vehicle sealed as evidence, so nobody knows when she died, when she was murdered, what happened, and why. The Los Angeles County Medical Examiner's Office took custody of the remains. Over the following days, identification was achieved through dental records and the tattoo on the victim's right index finger, which is the Shhh tattoo. On September 17th to 18th of 2025, the office confirmed the victim as Celeste Rivas Hernandez, now posthumously 15 years old. The cause of death was deferred pending additional toxicology analysis and forensic examination. Dismemberment and the circumstances of discovery classify the case as a homicide, falling under LAPD jurisdiction. At the time that her remains were found, Celeste was wearing a tube top, black leggings, a yellow metal chain bracelet, and stud earrings. Now, what was David doing this entire time that his Tesla was just parked, abandoned in the Hollywood Hills neighborhood? Well, he was performing, as we know. He was on tour. He was then performing in the upper Midwest part of his tour, and he was contacted by investigators on or around September 18th. According to statements from his legal team, he expressed shock and full cooperation, asserting that he had reported the Tesla as stolen several weeks prior, following a venue-related incident in Seattle. Now, the thing that I have a problem with, I'm like, okay, so that's interesting. So your Tesla, you reported it as stolen. Okay, but what about your girlfriend that we all know you had, Celeste? Where do you think she's been? You see, that story then to me doesn't pan out, but we'll have to wait and see what happens next. No immediate arrest or formal suspect designation is made. September 18th to 19th. The LAPD executed a search warrant at a Hollywood Hills rental property where David has resided intermittently. And from then already, I'm like, is there an arrest? Is it going to be an arrest? What did they find? What's in the house? What did they find? No arrest yet, okay. The residence, leased by his manager, Josh Marshall of Interscope Records, is located approximately 1 block from the Tesla's abandonment site. So you're telling me that somebody stole your Tesla in Seattle and then drove it to park it 1 mile from your house, and there just so happens to be your dismembered minor girlfriend in the frunk? Okay.
Detectives removing multiple items from the home overnight, including a computer. Police say the Tesla had been abandoned not far from there.
So a team of approximately 12 detectives conducted a thorough sweep, seizing a laptop computer and several evidence bags containing unspecified items. Forensic techniques, including luminol testing for trace blood evidence on surfaces in drainage systems, were of course employed. The property, valued at $20,000 of monthly rent and featuring a multi-car garage, had been the subject of prior noise complaints from neighbors regarding gatherings and music events. Okay, so results from the search remain sealed with no public disclosure of findings. I still think that it's his Tesla and it's his minor girlfriend and 1 mile from the house that he rents that makes the case interesting. It makes me look directly at him, right? The professional repercussions for David began swiftly. On September 19th of 2025, his scheduled performance at the Warfield in San Francisco was cancelled without official comment from the venue or his team. just silently cancelled, okay? Not, I'm innocent, I can't believe this, I have to cancel the tour. Like, whoa, guys, you won't. Anyway, maybe that's not PR friendly, but you know what I mean. You're just going to silently cancel those. All right. The following day, September 20th, his headline show at the Greek Theater in Los Angeles, anticipated as a homecoming event, was also scrapped. By September 21st, David was removed from the lineup of Australia's Spilt Milk Festival, scheduled for late 2025. That same evening, a community vigil convened in Lake Elsinore in California to honor Celeste, attended by family, friends, and residents bearing candles and signage calling for justice for Celeste.
I feel really bad for what happened to her because the story is so messed up, and it's like, I don't even know what to say. My friend told me about it, and it's like, I never imagined that would happen.
A large crowd gathering near a memorial on the street where Celeste Rivas once lived to mourn the 15-year-old's death.
I'm feeling heartbroken, devastated for hearing about the news. I didn't know Celeste personally, but it hits home.
A Lake Elsinore neighbor recalls seeing Celeste walking home from school before she ran away. She created the memorial, giving everyone a place to grieve.
Even though I didn't know her, I just couldn't even breathe, knowing that a child had to go through that.
My nephew went to school with her since kindergarten, and I just want to say, just as a whole, just if it was my daughter, I wouldn't want her to be forgotten. I just want justice for this little girl, because whatever happened to her, it wasn't just an accident. I don't want her to be forgotten.
A GoFundMe campaign for the Rivas family has surpassed its initial goal, and that happened within hours, but it's still up there. I will link it for you if you want to check it out. As of September 22nd of 2025, today, time of this recording, David announced the cancellation of his remaining US, European, and United Kingdom tour dates through his management. So he's not talking really himself. He's releasing this all through his lawyers and management, which is the professional thing to do. I understand. I'm just like, oh, okay. He has retained Blair Burke, a prominent Los Angeles-based attorney known for representing high-profile clients in criminal matters. David has issued no public statement, but per his representatives continues to assist investigators voluntarily. The LAPD maintains that it's keeping everything close to the vest and that the investigation is ongoing. Potential leads include the Tesla's Sentry mode cameras. Apparently there's 8 to 12 external cameras on most Teslas, but especially this model. Okay. Yeah, that camera footage will be interesting for footage to see maybe who accessed the frunk, who drove the Tesla last. All of that. Seat position will be interesting too. Blood, unless he moved it, but okay, blood-stained David merch, unconfirmed claims of matching jewelry or car dents, which people say could be from a potential struggle or something, and of course the finalization of the medical examiner's report on cause and manner of death. We don't know that yet either. The public reaction has been intense. I, as a member of the public, will admit it's been intense for me too. It's just you haven't seen me talk about it, but here I am. It's been intense. I've been trying to follow every little update to see what, especially when initially they said there was a young female's body found in this Tesla, but they didn't identify who that was yet. I'm like, what, who's it going to be? What's going to happen? And this guy he was just continuing to sing and tour and all of that. Of course, now that's been cancelled. Things are rapidly progressing, so we shall see what happens next. So for now, the investigation is ongoing. The LAPD is focusing on forensic analysis, including the Tesla model cameras, toxicology results. No suspects have been named. David's not been charged. He is cooperating with authorities. And the Riverside County Sheriff's Office, which handled Celeste's initial missing persons case, is also coordinating with the LAPD to review prior leads. Celeste Rivas Hernandez's family has requested privacy during this period, and of course, we here at Grizzly True Crime extend our deepest condolences to them. This must be such a shock when a teen runs away and then her body's found dismembered. in a Tesla belonging to a singer who matches the name and what she said she was interested in running towards. Oh man, this is so bad. So I'm so sorry for their loss. The Los Angeles Police Department urges anyone with information to contact their tip line. I've put the number in the description box for you. So if you saw something, please say something. If you know anything, whatever it is, maybe you can get someone to report it anonymously for you if you feel scared or something like that, because I know some people can be scared when it's celebrities or, you know, people in the music industry or whatever it is. You can always call a friend to help you report whatever it is you might know anonymously. It can really help the case. Celeste was described by friends and family as bright, creative. She had a passion for music, for art, for self-expression. She enjoyed sketching, writing poetry, listening to artists like Billie Eilish and other artists like that are so creative, right? She was known for her infectious laugh, artistic talents, often doodling, album covers or lyrics in notebooks. And she had a love for Hello Kitty themed accessories, which David also talks about on some of his cryptic posts, I suppose we could say. All right. So if you haven't seen it, just go check out his social media profiles. You can go down quite a rabbit hole there yourself. Right. But her brother, Miguel Rivas, portrayed her as a spark plug full of life. But he did note that there's been family challenges, including financial strains and household tensions, that contributed to her vulnerability as a young teen. I really hope that there will be answers soon. I hope the family doesn't blame themselves, although I do see people online already blaming the family. Of course, we don't do that over here. I don't want to do that. I just want to wait to see what on earth is going on in this case. What happened to Celeste? Why was she murdered? Who murdered her? When will they be arrested? And can there be full justice for this young girl who, if you put yourself in her shoes, was probably really excited to, you know, run off and be part of this celebrity's life. And that power and control dynamic that he would have had plausibly over her, her isolation, her phone and social media going silent. Like, when exactly did it go silent? Because that is scary as well, because the police say she could have been dead for weeks, if not months. That is so scary. So I will keep you posted. Thank you so much for requesting so many emails requesting that I talk about this case. Here we are talking about it and just waiting for an arrest. I will see you when that arrest is made. I hope there will be a press conference. Please send me links for that as well. I really always appreciate it. And I will most certainly see you in the next one. In the meantime, stay safe, and we need to spell it out sometimes for people. Yeah, murder is not a way to solve problems, no matter what it is. Okay, bye.